Welcome back to TechniqueWOD. Today we're talking about using archer push-ups to get stronger pecs, shoulders, and triceps. Okay, if you've never seen an archer push-up before, I'll show you over here on the rings. It basically looks like this, where one arm stays all the way straight and the other arm is doing more or less a regular push-up. So this is an archer push-up on the rings. Of course, you don't have to use the rings, you can do it on the ground. The progressions are very similar to how you would go through a progression and or regression for push-ups. The reason I like archer push-ups is that, especially if I'm on the road or due to time constraints or whatever it happens to be, if I want to do a heavier version of pressing, but I don't want to set up something heavy like a bench press or get heavy dumbbells out or do floor presses or whatever it happens to be, if I don't want to use a heavy dumbbell or heavy barbells, and I want to just do a body weight only movement, but I don't want to be doing dozens and dozens or however many push-ups that I would do in a longer, more body weight focused workout. I want to do a heavier version of pressing. This is a way to get a quote-unquote heavier version of pressing done without having to load any other weights in the process. So to start off, if we come over here, you can do it on the rings like I just showed you, or just like a regular push-up. You can find something where you're elevated, put one arm out straight, one arm more or less normal, and then just try to get a couple of easy reps in so you can kind of feel what that's supposed to feel like. Switch to the other side. So start off with something really easy like this, and then you can progress your way down to the ground. Maybe keep your knees down for those first few initial reps. It's easier if you start at the bottom, put your arm out all the way straight. With your actual pressing side, it's usually easier to have it pretty close to your body. This elbow ideally stays out locked straight, ribs down, and you can press your way up, just like that. And then, of course, you can do the full version, which I'm not going to do because that's pretty rough on my elbows. Okay. Then, I actually think the rings are easier. The rings are easier because it's essentially the same movement every time. You're just adding resistance by starting off with really easy repetitions here, and then getting more and more and more. More and more resistance as you get down to a all the way horizontal position. So those are kind of the easiest progressions moving into an archer push-up. If you have got medial elbow issues like I do, got it in both arms, but especially my right arm from playing baseball for a long time, those always flare up. And so doing an all the way locked out straight archer position tends to bother my elbows, and so I don't tend to do an all the way locked out elbow on my extended side. So oftentimes what I'll do instead is I'll simply just do a push-up with a wider hand position than normal, and then I'll just kind of rotate from side to side. So I get more loading when I'm down on one side. I'm still getting the stability from my far hand side, but each individual press side to side is a little bit heavier than it would be otherwise. And so if I'm doing push-ups like that, maybe I can only do 15 total as opposed to 30 or 40 or 50 or however many I could get if I was just doing regular push-ups. One way to make it harder if you're on the ground is to elevate your hands. So if you have a kettlebell or a med ball or something similar, then you can, again, set up in that bottom position. Fuck. See that? God, that hurt. Just hyperextend my elbow. So you can grab over the top of a ball like this, and then establish your hand position, make sure you're in a good spot, and then same deal, come up just like this. If you want to do it where you have your feet off the ground, you can do that. My elbows don't like that very much, so I'm not going to do it, but you definitely should try that out. Cool. You can also do archer variations for ring rows and ring pull-ups. It's all the same concept. If I'm doing a ring row, I'm going to be pulling like this and then switching sides like that. Same thing with pull-ups. I can pull like this. That's obviously very difficult. whoop, coming back and pulling like that. So try all those variations. Maybe we'll do shows in the future going over more details for the pulling variations that I just mentioned. But I really like archer push-ups. They're a great way to add load to horizontal pressing without having to load any heavy barbells, which is awesome if you don't have heavy barbells, like if you're in a hotel, or if you just don't want to do that for any other reason. So try those out. Let me know what you think. Again, my name is Doug Larson. My Instagram handle is Douglas E. Larson. I'm also a big part of the Shrugged Collective. Of course, we have Barbell Shrugs posting every Wednesday, sometimes also on Saturdays. TechniqueWOD posts every Sunday. We have the program Vault, which has all of our long and short-term training programs. The Flight Muscle Gain Challenge and the Shrugged Strength Challenge are the long-term programs. Then we have 8 other shorter-term programs. You get them all as a part of the membership site. It's only $47 a month. So definitely go check that out. That's at shruggedcollective.com/vault. And then I also have my own personal site, douglarsonfitness.com, where I put all kinds of courses, mostly in the areas of nutrition and movement. So go check that out. I'll see you another day.
Shrugged listeners, welcome to the Shrugged Collective Program Vault. Over the last 6 years, we've been leading the charge in online strength and conditioning programming and coaching. And for the first time in the history of the Shrugged Collective, we're combining our 11 best-selling long-term and short-term accessory programs into one membership site called the Program Vault. From Olympic weightlifting to strongman, leaning out, nutrition, you name it, our 11 best-selling programs are yours for $47 a month. Get to shruggedcollective.com/vault. You will find immediate access to our 11 best-selling strength and conditioning programs.